Everything I'm able to do is simply a blessing. The fact that I have abilities is a blessing. To experience this to its fullest is just, wow, just to be able to sit here and talk. Even if it's to myself. Even if it's not to the one that I would want to talk to. Even if I'm not in the perfect position in life that I would consider perfect. Or even if I don't have anything, just to be able to breathe, live, feel, and know that my loved ones are healthy and okay. It's a blessing in itself. I feel like a lot of people get lost in social media and everything. They get distracted. They get distracted on things that just don't matter. So many people that don't even know what their purpose is. They're too concerned with trying to look good. They're too concerned with trying to show off. They're too concerned with what others consider successful. They're too concerned with meeting an image. People are too concerned in things that are the outside of them rather than the inside of them. That they wind up losing themselves wandering in a world that doesn't really matter. And I'm not talking about this physical world, because everybody's world is different, because everybody has their own reality. But we end up losing what is important before it's really gone. I feel like way too many people are tied up. And some people have a false perception of who they are, and then they believe that's who they are. Some people lie to themselves so much that they become a lie. Their whole personality becomes a lie. They become lost, sometimes in themselves, where they don't know who they are, where they don't know what they believe, where they don't realize how what they do affects other people, how they influence other people. It's really crazy how the world is. It's like all we have in this world is time. That's all we have in this phase of life is time. And that's the one thing people waste the most is time. I could sit in my bed all day and lay in bed all day and just waste the day of my life laying in bed. Haven't fulfilled anything, haven't thought about anything new, haven't spent any time trying to self-improve or tell anybody how much I love them or appreciate them. Just been in my bed. Anybody that can lay in their bed, wake up, and waste a day on a phone, the fact that they can do that, you should be grateful. There's a lot of people that can't. There's a lot of people that don't have time to waste. Every day is a fight. Every day is a struggle. Every day is they can't afford to do what some of these people out here can do, and just lay around and waste time. So the fact that you have time to waste, you should be grateful for that. The fact that you can have time where you could put no use into it whatsoever, be grateful for that, because not a lot of people in this world have that kind of time. I feel sometimes a lack of motivation. I get emotionally tied up in myself, where I just feel a loss, a lack of a lot of things, of affection. I feel lonely, and I feel like I'm like emotionally isolated. I don't feel like anybody could really relate to me or anything like that. And I'm dealing with a lot of like that inner trouble, and then on top of that, I'm still trying to conquer like bad habits and stuff like that. Habits I have that affect me and my relationships with other people and my time as well. And man, the biggest challenge truly is yourself. The biggest challenge of life is really yourself. Like really having these habits. And sometimes these habits are usually developed through inner wounds, deep inner wounds. I don't know what made the wound. Like usually throughout your life and experiences in your childhood, whether it's rejection, some type of anxiety, insecurity, abuse, they create wounds that these bad habits temporarily heal. Like I felt like I healed from abuse and wounds and stuff, just to realize that it's still there and still still relevant. All I did is set it aside because I distract myself from my inner pain. So when I'm distracted and I'm thinking about something else, I don't realize that the internal damage inside of me is still not completely healed. I didn't take care of it. All I did is pretty much cover it. I put a bandage on it and I just focused on something else. And it's like the bandage eventually fell off and it was there and I could see it. And now that my focus is on it, it's hard to take my attention away from it. Think of it kind of like insecurities. When you look at yourself in the mirror, depending on how you see yourself, it depends on how you live every day. If you look into the mirror and you're happy to see yourself, if you're like, I'm comfortable in my flesh and my skin, then that's good. If you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I don't like my eyes, I don't like my lips, I don't like this, I don't like that, it proves you live in negatives. It proves your view. And that affects your way of living. How you see yourself affects your way of living. So, it's important for you to constantly work on yourself. I believe in putting yourself first because of the fact that when you work on yourself, once you help yourself, you can help other people. And I do have a passion to help other people. So if helping myself helps other people more, I will help myself. And also because of the fact that I want to help myself for me, because I want to feel good. Another thing I struggle with would be setting boundaries. It's often hard for me to set boundaries. Like, I return to people I know who hurt me. I return to people I know probably haven't changed from their behavior towards me. And no, I'm not going to call them bad people because I don't really label anyone as a bad person. Because everybody has issues. Everybody's done something they regretted. And some people just don't have the best way of dealing with their problems. And sometimes they project the hurt they feel within onto others. So these people are hurt. And sometimes I return to those hurt people that are not even focused on healing that hurt inside. They're still living the same, and I return to them and they continue to hurt me. But I don't know why I return to them. Mainly, I feel like for me it's because I get alone, and while I'm lonely I think about them and I wonder how they're doing, and I wonder if they change, and I return to doing something that really was a bad decision. Like, I should have stayed away. That way I wouldn't have to pile so much stress onto me. But yeah, I struggle with setting boundaries, and I would say I struggle with self-control because of the fact that I have problems conquering these bad habits, and I usually return to them. So I really, every day, I really try. Like, in my opinion, being vulnerable is not weak, but the people who attack people who are vulnerable are the really weak ones. Those are weak people. When people see that you're vulnerable and they choose to take advantage of you, they choose to attack you, they choose to make you feel bad about themselves, they choose to try to abuse you and try to have power over you, those are truly the weak people, to be honest, in my opinion. People who have nothing else better to do but slander and pretty much make everybody look bad compared to them, literally they're not even worth anyone's time. Everybody matters. Okay, everybody is important. But a person that tries to lower your self-worth, you do not want that in your life. Anybody that makes you feel like that, you do not want it in your life. Anybody. People that are only there to criticize you and make you feel worse. And yeah, I need to work on taking criticism, because I struggle with that as well. There's going to be people who criticize me and what I enjoy, and that's just life. You know, people are going to believe what they believe. People are going to live how they want to live, and some people are just going to do what they want to do. And at times it may even be chaotic, and it may not make sense. At the same time, I feel like it's truly love that heals all wounds. I don't really think it's time. Time can fly by till you just forget and accept it. But I feel like once you learn to love yourself and come to that true acceptance, and you love yourself to the point where your wounds are no longer wounds, they become scars. They actually become motivators. It's the best type of mindset to have. Your past is not a setback. It's actually one of those things that is pushing you forward, because you're like, I'm not going back to that. This is what I used to be, and this is who I am now. Some people feel like they just can't fit anywhere in the world. They feel completely isolated. You know, they're kind of forced to become comfortable with their own company. People, you won't always be alone. You know, there will be somebody that notices your value, your worth. Not only that they'll notice how special you are. So, all it takes is really patience. I love everybody that I was involved with, those even that tried to hurt me. I love them, and I hope they have a change of heart, and they meet somebody that makes them happy, that helps them heal their wounds as well. All I really truly want to do is help people and help others not hurt anymore. Help them heal. Let them know that everything is going to be okay. Yeah. Anyone that's not having a good day, I hope your day gets better. Until next time.